Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a special guest.
Hi, I'm her dad.
It's my dad. Now, do you have anything you want to promote before? You can promote anything.
Yes, I have my own podcast with a couple of my friends and my best friend. And it's called Pumpkin 101, and you can listen to it exclusively on Spotify.
Yay! Okay, so today I am wearing the obvious wrestling t-shirt because today I'm going to be discussing wrestling events that we have been to and stuff we've experienced. Unfortunately, Snoopy. Oh
Sorry.
well.
Snoopy's cool though.
Snoopy's dope.
The first time I went, well, let me rewind. The first time I got into wrestling was they would show Saturday night's main event on Channel 3. My dad was watching it, and I'm like, ooh, what is this? And once I started watching it, I got interested, and I wanted to learn more and more and more about it. So I started buying wrestling magazines. This is before the internet. This is way before the internet. So I bought wrestling magazines. I'd buy like their little action figures.
Do you remember the first match you saw?
Mm-hmm. It was a tag team match with George Animal Steel, teaming up with Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. And I forgot who they took on though. It was Tito Santana and a couple other guys. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, I don't remember my first wrestling thing on TV because I was a baby.
Yeah, when I brought her home, first thing we watched was SmackDown, so.
Well, you can tell that story. Every kid has a show that we, because he has 3 children.
She was born, we brought her home from the hospital, and literally that was the first thing I watched because SmackDown was on that night. I held her in my arms, and so she was born into loving wrestling, I guess.
And then my sister.
It took a while for her to get into wrestling. The first wrestling event she didn't want to go to. She was panicking.
She cried.
She cried and she didn't want to go. But finally I'm like, look, you got to go. We paid for the ticket. You got to go. So we went. When we got up there, she was like, oh, she had a great time.
Well, she did see like the top 10 things that they do, and it shows like the top 10 moments from a certain thing, and she got really excited because we watched that together. Because every one of us have watched this show when we came home first from the hospital, right?
I can't remember.
Yes, you did. I remember vividly.
Okay, well,
I
go
think it might have been like Impact or something.
Oh, probably. That makes sense.
So let's talk about live events that we've actually been to.
I went to one in 1985, and it was at the Syracuse War Memorial. Roddy Piper took on Paul Orndorff, and that was the big match. And I can't. It was so long ago. It was 35 years ago, so I have a hard time remembering.
One live event I remember was my first one, and I'm a huge fan of DX. If you could not tell, you can tell that story better than I can. But I was 4 years old on my first live event. 4 years old.
This is in 2000 and early 2009, and she was a huge Shawn Michaels, Triple H fan. And when the music came on the "Are You Ready?" she got all excited because she was like, "Oh my goodness!"
I just stood up and started screaming.
And it's a good thing because Shawn Michaels retired shortly thereafterwards, so it was good.
I also remember we were at a live event and sitting maybe like a couple rows in front of us with Bob Backlund.
Yeah, and we didn't know about it. A friend of ours, he's like, "Hey, that's Bob Backlund." I'm like, no, that's not Bob Backlund. Like, I'm telling you, that's Bob Backlund. Sure enough, he was right. And
now, for the younger viewers who don't know Bob Backlund, who would you like to describe
Bob Backlund was a WWF, well, now it's WWE, World Heavyweight Champion from 1978 to 1983. If you ever get a chance to Google some of his matches, he wasn't good on the mic. He wasn't good on the microphone, but he was one of the greatest wrestlers of that
One
era.
of the funniest moments of Bob Backlund is at the Hall of Fame. I think he tripped or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been to a WrestleMania, actually.
Mm-hmm. We went to, that was like a last-minute decision. My friend Bob, he calls me up. He goes, "Hey, brother, you want to go to WrestleMania?" And I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's see if we can get the tickets. Surprisingly, we got the tickets because they were selling out really fast. We went to WrestleMania 18 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And it was Hulk Hogan and The Rock was the big match that night. And it was incredible. The crowd was just The only thing that made me nervous is when we were outside of the arena. So it was such a huge crowd, they started like lurching forward. So you kind of had to elbow people to get them away from you. But other than that, it was a great experience.
Now let's name a couple wrestlers we have seen at live events.
Oh, geez, you go first. So I got a lot.
All right, one that everyone knows, John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
You see John Cena at more than one live event. He is a hard worker, and I admit that. I know most people, some people don't like him, other people do, but he is a hard worker.
I respect him. I've seen Hulk Hogan. I've seen Ultimate Warrior. I've seen Andre the Giant when I was 17 years old. Saw Randy Macho Man Savage, Triple H a lot of times, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Jericho,
We saw
Roman Reigns,
the Shield
Seth
in general.
Rollins, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many I can name.
Many. We've seen a lot of good females too.
Ric Flair, my favorite. Woo!
We've seen a lot of females too.
Yeah,
They're
we've
amazing.
seen
Natty, I'm pretty sure.
Natalia.
Asuka, who is our current
Yup,
champion.
Asuka. Seen Charlotte.
Bailey.
Bailey.
I don't remember that.
Did we see Charlotte?
I don't think we did. I do remember this though.
I could have sworn we saw her.
No, I remember this. We came out and we were in like the parking lot, and all you hear is people going "woo!" and we start dying because I'm pretty sure you were wearing the Ric Flair shirt.
Oh, maybe. Probably. But yeah, I saw Ric Flair a couple times. Maybe we didn't see Charlotte. I don't know.
We
Yeah,
did.
we definitely saw Bailey.
And we saw Sasha.
We saw Sasha. Yep.
Sure. We saw the Riot Squad.
Ruby Riot and was it Liv Morgan?
Yep.
Yep. So.
Also, here's one thing I do want to talk about. Promotions. You hear these things all over the radio when they come about, and you know they're going to be there. But they'll give you like a description of what it's going to be, but then they'll say like subject to change, and that's what screws you up.
Well, it has to be subject to change because things happen, life happens.
Well, I know, but
Someone might get sick, someone might get injured.
the last live event we went to before like the whole coronavirus thing, they were promoting like Nikki and Brie Bella like on the sidewalks too.
Oh, and they
promoting
didn't show
and they
up.
didn't end up showing up, and I was disappointed because I love them. But they were in the air. Oh my gosh, remember that they were driving in their cars?
Who?
No Way Jose and Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting moment.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley's a big guy.
Because we remember that, because you see these two cars pulling up into the thing, and it was No Way Jose and Bobby Lashley. And this is before before No Way Jose got fired.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so yeah, you've been to quite a few wrestling events though. You've
Been
been to an
a lot.
Impact. You've been to an Impact
I
event.
don't remember that. Vividly.
You were really young.
We've been to some minor, like.
Yeah, we went to it was an organization called 2CW in Oswego, and I met Kevin Owens.
Do you want to talk about the Matt Hardy situation?
So we went to a wrestling event in Syracuse, and Matt Hardy was there.
Was it Syracuse or Rochester?
No, it was Syracuse.
Okay.
Matt Hardy was there, and I asked if she wanted his autograph.
Of course I did. I'm not that stupid.
So I walk up to Matt Hardy. I go, "Excuse me, is there any way you can sign the ticket stub for her?" And he goes, "Yeah, absolutely." And his wife jumped right in my face and went, $10.
I don't know if it was his wife.
Just like
now.
that. Well, it was his girlfriend then, but his wife now. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay. So I gave him $10, and he signed an autographed picture, and she still has it. It says "Dare to Dream." And then I started to walk away, and he goes, whoa, don't you want me to sign your ticket stub too? So he was kind enough to sign the ticket stub.
We've had some interesting wrestling moments, and I don't think they're changed. And I kind of brought up this subject because supposedly there's this rumor going around after coronavirus is over with that Vince is canceling live events, and that's why I kind of brought this up.
Kind of cancel? Oh, you mean house shows?
Yeah, he's canceling house shows.
Well, I don't know if he's going to cancel them right out. I think just maybe he's still make a lot of money because of merchandising and ticket sales.
But I'm just saying though, that's like our only really way to see it though. I'm so used to going to.
Well, we can go to a SummerSlam. Not now, but
Well, actually, talk about that. The first in your house was in your butt, like.
Yeah, tell them about it.
Well, nah, I don't remember the whole thing. First in your house was in Syracuse.
Yeah,
Right?
and I didn't go. So it was a warm. Yeah, but what was his name? Hakushi? Something like that.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart was there, yeah. Taking on Hakushi. But I went to WCW event, NWA event, a lot of WWEs.
Can you describe what a WCW event was like?
Well,
compared to WWE.
Wow, that's tough. WWE's, their production values were more...
Show-like?
Yeah, it was more like a show, where the WCW was... well, this time I went to see it, they were kind of financially really hurting. So it was just really difficult to watch. It was the one where David Arquette won the WCW World title. And yeah, I'm like, really? I thought that was a joke back then.
Your opinions on AEW?
I like them now. AEW is a great organization. They just need to find their own niche. And the one thing they should never do is compete with WWE. They should just do their own thing. Because that's the way, that's where WCW kind of failed, is they challenged WWE. And for a while they were winning. But
no.
they decided to emulate WWE, and that didn't work out too good. But there's a lot of great wrestling organizations. There's Ring of Honor, which I've never been to a Ring of Honor show. Always wanted to go to one. I've seen a pay-per-view. They're long, like 4 hours long. I was like, but that's good because you get your money's worth, and there's some great wrestling.
Also, let's bring that up. Recently, WWE cut their recent Money in the Bank pay-per-view short.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe, or maybe because the new generation's just boring.
But it was a good pay-per-view.
I don't know. I don't know the whole ordeal. So, but yeah, man, I got so many things to say, but I think I don't.
You don't have a thing.
Yeah, I don't have tons of. Like the 80s. The 80s for wrestling was just incredible. It was. You had the AWA back then, which was great. You had NWA, and you had WWE. That's how I think you should have wrestling. Like 3 huge organizations. WWE is going to be the top no matter what, but you need other organizations so other wrestlers can go to them and expand their wrestling career, and who knows. Like Drew McIntyre went to Impact for a while and really honed his skills, came back to WWE, and as we record this, he's the, Universal Champ? Or
Would it be WWE?
WWE Champ? I don't know, I get confused.
It's WWE because WWE's on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Who's Universal?
it would be Braun Strowman.
Oh, that's right, Braun Strowman. Yeah. Wow, that shows you how much I've been watching it recently. Well, it's not the same without the live crowd, live attendance in the crowd.
You need the pop.
Yeah, you need that cheering, it's like... But the one thing I do like, with no crowd, you don't keep hearing that, what? It was cool when Stone Cold Steve Austin used to come out and they go, what? But when a wrestler's trying to do a legitimately good promo and you hear, what? It just makes you sound like a bunch of idiots.
I also like the Triple H 25 anniversary, how Vince came out and did a little...
Yeah, he was only joking around with him, he was ribbing on him.
Well, I know, but he was also making fun of old segments that he screwed up on.
Yeah, well, but you're gonna, if you're in the wrestling organization for 25 years, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. But he's done a lot of great for the company too.
Yeah.
So.
And talking about The Undertaker with his new
15-year contract, and he has a series, what is it, The Last Ride?
Last Ride, yep.
On WWE.com. Plug.
Promotions! Woo.
Yeah, there you
WWE
go.
Network.
WWE Network. Oh yeah, WWE.com. Wow,
Free
yeah.
for 1 month.
I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring, which is really awesome on YouTube.
What is your favorite Dark Side of the Ring that you've seen so far?
So far, I thought the Chris Benoit one was really well done.
Dude.
It was a touchy subject, but it was really, really well done.
I cried for the first part that they released.
The Jimmy Snuka one was really good. The most recent one I saw was about UWF and Herb Abrams. Herb Albert. He's the one. He was a player. He was a musician. Herb Abrams, who he tried to compete with Vince and failed miserably. Spent all his money on cocaine.
Talking about that, there's a little wrestling podcast out now. What do you think about that?
about
wrestling podcasts.
I love them. I love like Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard. I love Jim Cornette's podcast. There's a lot I haven't really listened to, and it's just you only have so many hours in a
There's
day.
also another one with JR.
I never heard that one.
There's one
There's
JR.
one with Arnie Anderson. I haven't heard that one. So, but there's a lot of. But the best podcast right now is Pumpkin 101 on Spotify.
He's a good promoter, better than I am.
Where we do talk about pro wrestling, we talk about comic books. We talk about whatever is on our mind.
Alright, go listen to my music on Spotify. It's under podcasts, but it's ibuprofen. And I don't really know what to say. I'm trying to get it on Apple Music, but we'll see.
Have a good day,
So
folks.
long.
No, not really. You could say it.
It's a bad situation, I guess.
Alright, I'll say it.
Well, you can say it, just don't go into full depth.
No, I'm gonna tell the truth.
Alright, tell the truth as it is.